Hey everybody, happy Fibro Friday. Hope you're doing great. This is an overdue video, but of course, after taking a hiatus, I also didn't do the experiments with this particular thing as quickly as I had anticipated. So it took me a while to get the information to come back to do the video, and it would have taken me a couple of weeks in any case, even if I had stayed on schedule. So bear with me, have a little grace. I'll always have grace with you all. In a previous video, which I will link somewhere, you all know I tried trace mineral drops and I hated them. I didn't like the flavor. I put them in water and they were not great. I got some phenomenal recommendations. I know that one of the more recent comments said, hey, put it in a jar, or not jar, a jug of water and let it sit for at least 24 hours. And others said, just take it straight, just do it. Just drink it really fast. But one of the earliest comments I got when I first posted that video was from one of my favorite people on YouTube, Cheryl over at Free Range Diva. If Cheryl's watching this, hey Cheryl, hope everything's going great. Cheryl mentioned making a mocktail. Now, I drink cocktails, I drink mocktails, both. But I never thought to add the trace minerals to a beverage other than water because, of course, they recommend water. And I think, and I have the bottle here, do they recommend juice on here? Let me see. No, it just says add it to purified water to remineralize it. Okay. So it didn't occur to me to add it to a juice, but a juice is a solid option, right? Because you just need to consume it. And unless you're going to take the drop straight to the head, it makes sense to add them to some sort of liquid that you'll consume. So I took the mocktail suggestion to heart and I said, let me see how this tastes. And here is, ignore this because this is some of the, it's a juice actually. This is a little bit of settling from the juice because I made this, or I poured this a while ago. This is a celery and green apple juice. And I'll tell you the proportions of what I used. I don't have a fancy blender. It's super old. It just gets the job done. I took 3 green Granny Smith apples. I washed them, sliced them, cored them, all of that. And I juiced it along 4 stalks of celery washed, right? So 4 celery stalks, 3 Granny Smith apples, and it yielded me, oh, and I threw in 1 peeled lemon for brightness. So I put that in the juicer. It yielded me about, I would say, 16 ounces. No, that's not quite right. Somewhere between 10 and 14 ounces of juice. It yielded a good amount, not enough to fill up my mason jar that I usually use for juicing. So I had to juice more, but that's your rough amount. It'll give you 2 good servings of juice if you are a juicer. It's a good amount. This is the juice. Of course, like I said, it's not a super high tech juicer, hence, you've still got some settling. But I just pour it in a glass. I add in my drops of trace minerals, mix it together, and the flavors blend perfectly. It makes it so easy to drink. And of course, celery juice is good for you, fresh apple juice is good for you. It's really great. It is tart and a little astringent because, of course, you've got celery, that's the astringent part, and the Granny Smith apples, that's the tartness, and the lemon, again, tart as well as a little sour. But it's great. It tastes amazing with the drops in there. So if you're taking trace minerals, if you're trying to get more magnesium in your diet, which is fantastic if you have fibromyalgia, particularly if you have muscle issues for any condition, but if you have fibromyalgia and you have muscle soreness, magnesium can make a really big difference. Trace minerals can be great for that. And this is the trace minerals available on Amazon. I'm reading the bottle. It's an Amazon exclusive. Trace mineral drops. It is a 96-day supply. I again tried it with this celery and apple juice, and it was great. Highly recommend taking it that way. I did not try the sitting it in a jug of water, not because I didn't think that was a great idea. I figured it was a really great idea, but I came upon this juice first. I tried it with a tea, I tried it with another juice, and it just didn't taste that great. But with this juice, it was perfect. And I knew I had to bring this one to you because this one, it's inexpensive. Granny Smith apples and celery are some of your lower cost vegetables and fruit that you can buy. In most places in the US, anyway, those are more reasonably priced. They're not super expensive. And if you have a juicer, it's great. And if you don't have a juicer, I suspect you could probably do it in a blender as well. But the results, I wouldn't, I hate to say I wouldn't recommend using a blender. But as far as that particular texture goes, I can't say that it would be really great for you, but it's something to try. You use what you have, right? So if you've got a blender, try it. If you don't have a blender, but you have a juicer, it's excellent. I'd imagine too, if you don't have a blender or a juicer, or maybe you have one or the other and you don't want to use it, you could probably get like a green juice. I'm thinking like Bolt House Farms or Naked. You could probably get Green Goddess or Green Machine, and you can throw the drops in there. Those are sweeter than this and definitely not as fresh as this because I just juiced this earlier. But for sure, if you add this, the trace minerals into a green juice, it really complements anything that might have some of those grassier notes like celery. So if you have celery included in any of your juices, this would work really well with it. But that's the update on the trace minerals. Like I said, it's great to have those in your diet if you want to add that back into your diet because of the effects of the magnesium, which is the main ingredient, the magnesium on muscle pain. Hey, I have fibromyalgia, not a doctor though. So for sure, run this by your primary care physician and don't take this as medical advice. It's not. I'm just telling you how I make it work for me so that I can consume it easily and so that I can get the best results because that's what we're here for. We're here to feel better, feel our best. And for me, trace minerals help support that, but they only can support it if I ingest it. And that juice makes me much more apt to drinking my trace minerals and making sure they're part of my daily diet. So that is it. Please have a great weekend. Take great care of yourselves. Can't wait to talk to you all soon and have a great one. Bye bye.